Things are definitely changing in the world of Activision Blizzard lately, as Vivendi has apparently sold its remaining shares in the company for a rather hefty 1.1 billion, and this is apparently to an undisclosed financial institution, according to Market Watch. Now, a statement from Vivendi said that it was the perfect time to unload the 5.7% of shares it had. Stock in the company had risen by 90% in the last year. Obviously, as we all know, Activision merged with Vivendi back in 2007. In a deal that was estimated to be about 18.9 billion, and of course was given the go-ahead in Europe and the US in 2008. Now, of course, as we all know as well, Activision Blizzard forked over 8 billion to buy 429 million shares back in order to split from Vivendi, which basically had a controlling 61% stake in Activision. So basically, once Activision Blizzard got big enough, they bought back their own freedom, quote unquote, I guess you could say, from Vivendi, who had a controlling stake in the company. Now, Vivendi also said that they would recover a cash deposit as part of the stock transaction and would give it another 400 million. Now, this extra money in its pockets could be a bit of a thorn in the side of Ubisoft, possibly, as Vivendi actually increased its equity stake in the company back in October to 10.39%, after dropping 143.3 million for a 6.6% stake just days before. So essentially, they already owed a lot, and then they bought more a few days later. Now, you may have missed this, I certainly did. Yves Guillemot said at the time, quote, of the purchase, unsolicited and welcome, and basically said that if Vivendi were to make any more purchases, Ubisoft would be at risk of, quote, being managed by people who don't understand our expertise and what it takes to succeed in this industry, and they went on to say they would fight for their independence. So it's entirely possible that now that Vivendi no longer has any say in Blizzard at all, their shares are completely gone. Of course, they didn't have a controlling stocks for a long time by now, but now it's all gone, and they might be setting their sights on another company, and I don't think Ubisoft wants any of it from what Yves Guillemot had to say. Now, just because Vivendi is buying shares doesn't necessarily mean that they're going for an owning, controlling stock like they had in Activision back in 2013 before Activision bought the shares back, of course. But I think Ubisoft are definitely concerned right now, as of course they left Blizzard to their own devices and might be looking to invest that newly found cash in something else, or maybe they're just looking to not have a real foot in video games other than perhaps a 10% share, which is important but doesn't give them any controlling share in the company. But if I were Yves Guillemot, I would be feeling a chill right now, since he doesn't seem to really want someone like Vivendi or anybody really to come along and get along a controlling stake. Still, interesting stuff. I doubt this will change much. As I said, it was only 5.7% shares, but still interesting nonetheless. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.